I'm excited. You know why?
Tell me why.
There is no affinity in this match.
Oh, there's cryptic
there's
commands,
no affinity,
though,
there's no pod.
Exciting. Yeah. And welcome back. We are in round 13 of the TCGPlayer Max Point Championship in Columbus, Ohio today. We have Dustin Biggers on the left at 10. No, that doesn't actually look right. I think it's 10-2. Andrew Calderon is on the right, also at 10-2. Those are going to be updated momentarily. And looks like we're playing... Dustin Biggers is playing an American Control list. The Johnnies getting...
Main deck, Supreme Verdicts, Think Twice, Sphinx's Revelation.
Stuff like that.
This is a deck that I think Wafotapa actually popularized on Moto a while ago because he wanted to play Sphinx's Revelation in Modern. Yeah, and he's like, I'm just going to do that.
He likes blue and white cards.
And the deck became popular on Moto after that.
Andrew Calderon, however, is playing... a similar list, a black-white...
not similar at all. He is playing Zoo.
Oh, he's playing... Yeah, he's playing...
Tribal Flames Zoo.
Yeah, Domain Zoo.
Yep. Turn 1 Deathrite into turn 2 Geist.
We haven't seen this at all this weekend, actually.
We have not.
And Andrew Calderon starts off with a Deathrite Shaman.
Well, Dustin was actually on the play. He went turn 1 fetch go. So he's fetching at the end of Andrew's turn so that he does not shock himself.
We are not shocked either, so... And let me just update the Facebook feed real quick to make sure you guys know that the match is going on.
And I'm actually not familiar with either of these players.
Yeah, but it's fine because we actually have two decks that we have not seen this weekend. Which
I'm still excited.
Yeah, a little more exciting.
And like they're clearly proficient with them, or they would not be playing for top 8 in front of us.
Correct.
I've played in these TCG championships before. They are not easy events.
And especially because of there was quite a good amount of talent that came out today.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Like last round alone, we mentioned that we had 2 Grand Prix champions playing one another.
Yeah, Grand Prix champion mirror. We had Brad Nelson here, player of the year. Quite a few good players. Calderon developing his board with Tarmogoyf on turn 2. So he's got turn 1 threat, turn 2 threat. That's what he wants to do. Dustin Biggers misses his 3rd land drop. That's huge.
Yeah, that's definitely used for the control deck as well. Oh, that Tarmogoyf.
The control, like Sphinx's Revelation deck, we're seeing it like a Supreme Verdict in his hand. He's not going to cast that anytime soon. Tarmogoyf is going to hit him for 3. Down to 13. Dustin draws with a turn. That's a land. It's a land closer to the Supreme Verdict that he needs. Andrew knows that just getting the burn in is necessary. End of turn bolt.
That's been my strategy against you this weekend, getting the burn in.
And you've been very effective at that.
So, I try.
But now Andrew does not have the lightning bolt to clear away, but it's 3 damage either way, so... Oh, he does.
Well...
He does.
He does thanks to Tiago Chan.
Right. Listen, dropping to 9.
Andrew's in really good position this game.
6.
And Dustin might just pack them up and go to game 2.
Is that correct? I don't think that's correct. Maybe it is.
Oh, Electrolyze. Actually, that's not too bad.
Oh, the Exalted triggers. We were not.
Oh, but Andrew
shows
him the Lightning Helix.
Still showing him lethal.
That's the end.
Well, that game was blisteringly fast.
Insanely fast. I don't even think I was able to post the status on Facebook before that ended.
Tune in for the
And make sure you guys make it out to the state championships next year. In 2014, we're offering 3 state championships, alternate formats. So you could be a limited state champion, a standard state champion, or a modern state champion. Each format is going to be obviously unique, and they're positioned in at such times that like limited would be right when Born of the Gods comes out, so you're going to have Theros Born of the Gods sealed. Standard is going to be right when the format rotates, so you're going to have a new set. And Modern is just in the summer, so if you want to play a Modern State Championship, you can make it out to the Modern.
How sick would it be to collect all 3 of these titles?
Also, there are actually bonuses for doing such a thing.
Really?
Yeah, if you... let me actually find them.
Sure, you can look them up.
I can...
Just imagine the bragging rights. Like,
yeah, there's actually...
Dominating at Limited, Modern, and Standard.
Yep.
You pretty much just have to be the best player in your area at that point.
I would imagine that it's very close if that happens, yes. But yeah, like a lot of people don't like playing in Modern, so you can actually you can go to your Standard State Champion or the Limited, or some people don't like Standard. So, I mean,
it's good to have that diversity.
Having the diversity is huge, and so basically, if you If you win 2 of the state championships, when you go to the $50,000 championship at the end of the year, which the state championships qualify you for,
Oh, nice.
you get a $350 appearance fee.
That's sick.
If you happen to win all 3 state championships in your area, when you go to the championship, you will win a $1,000 travel appearance fee.
Oh my, that's a hefty bonus.
$1,000 for winning all 3 state championships, not including the bragging rights.
Well, I mean, the bragging rights are huge already.
Agreed.
But like $1,000, that's like an actual incentive.
Right, exactly.
To go win these things.
That's like $333 per event that you win.
Especially if you like think that the field is going to be soft, and you actually think that you can win at least 2 of them if you show up to all 3.
And if you win
that's
2,
worth playing
say
for.
you win 2 state championships throughout the year, then you just get $350 to go. So.
Yeah, then that in and of itself is a nice purse, but
Agreed.
$1,000 for all 3. Someone's going to do it.
Someone,
out of all the states,
I have to
someone
think
will.
out of 50 states, someone will do it.
It could be you.
Me?
No, not you specifically.
Oh.
The people at home listening.
You don't think it could be me?
Each individual one of them. Probably not you, no.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Anyone at all. Me? No, probably
Anyone
not.
but you.
Let's be realistic. So they're shuffling up for game 2. Zoo deck up 1 game. Now this is probably not a good matchup for the Zoo deck, actually. Dustin Biggers has Supreme Verdicts, he has Sphinx's Revelation, he has a pile of Path to Exiles, Lightning Bolts, Lightning Helixes.
A pile of burn, basically.
Yeah, his deck seems very well designed to crush the fast aggro deck.
It seems well designed to be creatures. I just worry about Andrew's burn.
Post board, he brings in Batter Skulls as well.
That seems okay.
If you get to attack with it. Last game he didn't even have time to cast his Supreme Verdict. So.
Well, yeah, but he also missed a couple land drops, so that was very relevant.
I think it was 1.
That's a couple.
It's a couple in Frank Lepore speak.
A couple times.
Fetch land, go.
0.5.
The very popular modern opening. Andrew kept his hand. It looks like it has a lot of land in it, which is what Dustin Biggers needs. But it also has Geist of St. Traft, which is a hard card for Dustin to answer.
Yes.
He needs to block it with a Snapcaster or play a Supreme Verdict.
Supreme Verdict is one of the only answers outside of just blocking it with the snap. How many Snapcasters do we have in the main deck for Dustin?
3.
Okay, that's not a bad amount, actually.
And he tried to block last game, but
Unfortunately,
Andrew was having none of it.
Andrew had other plans. So yeah, one of the biggest problems I have with Modern, it's not a real issue, it's just all the shuffling from fetch lands. It's very reminiscent of Top. Not nearly as bad, of course, but I mean,
You don't like shuffling? You're playing the wrong game if you don't like shuffling.
I guess that's true. I can't argue with your point there, sir.
Andrew's sideboard's kind of sweet. He's got some quad Molten Rain, which I actually like in this matchup a lot.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Keep your opponent off Supreme Verdict for a turn.
Keeping off a lot of things.
Could just be the game. When you're playing against the Sphinx's Revelation deck,
yeah,
like every mana source he plays
mana is relevant.
is another card. It does look like Andrew's hand has a ton of lands in it, though. I might just be misseeing it. It's a little dim. Looks like a Tarmogoyf to me his play for the turn.
Well, he's getting rid of his Scalding Tarn, so he's gonna. I imagine it's gonna be like a Stomping Ground that he puts into play. So he has.
Yeah, he's probably gonna shock himself.
The axe. It's either Stomping Ground or Breeding Pool. There's Steam Vent. Interesting. I feel like he wanted.
He only has 2 basics to fetch out of this deck: the Plains and a Forest.
I feel like he wanted a green source, but maybe he has one in hand.
The one of Plains is actually kind of interesting because it's not necessary for any of his creatures except for Geist of St. Traft or the Lingering Souls. And those are both later cards, so I would assume that he would have like Forest Mountain or something like that. It probably has to do with his Shockland configuration.
Right.
Or the fetch lands themselves, yeah. Yeah, because both Arid Mesa and Marsh Flats can fetch out of Plains.
Right.
That's probably it.
And Electrolyze targeting Andrew. Just for the card draw, it seems.
Well, yeah, he needs to find an answer to that Geist ASAP.
ASAP, as they say in the industry.
And that's a Supreme Verdict. But does he have the 4th land? I don't think he does. That's so awkward. 2 games in a row.
2 games
stumbling
in a row, he
on
whiffs
mana.
on mana, yeah. That is no bueno, as they say.
But it's understandable. Dustin only plays 26 lands, so it makes sense that he would stumble sometimes.
You're joking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys couldn't see me give Frank Lepore the stare down.
Yeah, I was like,
but I was
can't
certainly joking.
Yeah, but you said it with such a serious tone that I was like, is he being for
It's
real?
kind of my sense of humor.
Am I terrible?
This was an answer to Geist. We just saw it. We mentioned that Snapcaster blocking is an answer.
Yeah.
He tried to Lightning Helix it out of the way, but
And
he
then
had
said
the spell snare.
Snared ya. Snarer, I barely know her.
He tosses the angel token out of the side. You're not here anymore. Get off the table. Probably going to see a post-combat Tarmogoyf. Yep.
Yeah, Tarmogoyf is a solid dude.
Does not draw that fourth land that he needs. Think twice, digging for land, gets there.
Not a shock land and not a fetch land, which is very
Sulfur
nice for
Falls
Dustin.
is so good in Modern.
I know, we talked about this earlier.
It's probably the second best land. The first is probably Colonnade.
And he has the path for it.
Now he's going to be able to untap and Supreme Verdict whatever Andrew's
a little more
follow-up play
breathing
is.
room for Dustin, which is
Right.
nice. But you still have to watch out for like Tribal Flames too, don't forget.
Right, Tribal Flames, Snapcast back, Tribal Flames, Geist of St. Traft. I mean, we know that Dustin has an answer, but he has to use it on this single threat.
And Geist of St. Traft, he was a force in Standard that was very obnoxious.
He just passes
and
the turn.
He's a force in Limited.
I think Dustin's hoping to cycle this Cryptic Command. Probably tap down. Yep, tapping down Geist. Ideally, Andrew would like play something pre-combat, and then the Cryptic Command could get counter value, but Dustin's just trying to cantrip, just trying to hit his land drops.
Ideally, I would imagine Andrew, he's hoping Andrew plays another creature so that he can Supreme Verdict and get some value out of that.
We see a second Cryptic
and
Mana Leak,
also a
Supreme Verdict, Snapcaster. Yep, he's just going to cycle this Cryptic Command again.
And there's a Mana Leak in hand too, which is relevant. Although Andrew does have a lot of mana.
I think you're right. I think he's going with the Cryptic Command play because he wants to get value out of the Supreme Verdict.
I don't know if... maybe he will.
This looks like Snapcaster mana. Oh, maybe not.
Tarmogoyf?
Lingering Souls.
Okay. That might be worth it for Dustin to Supreme Verdict now.
I think so.
1.5 for 1, so...
He already burned his 2 Cryptic Commands, so... Although Snapcaster can
But it also leaves Dustin with Mana Leak mana as well, so...
I mean, what are you mana leaking? I mean, maybe if Andrew plays 2 threats, like flashes back Souls and plays
that's
something.
Possible.
Inquisition of Kozilek, pretty sweet card here.
That's a little
Gonna take that Snapcaster. I probably run out the Snapcaster in response. Yeah. Dustin decides against that. So now Andrew can take the Snapcaster and play around the Mana Leak. Yep. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Leaving Dustin with a single Cryptic Command to take control of this game. A single Cryptic Command and the best land in Modern, which is Celestial Colonnade.
That's a good one.
That kills people.
I mean, it also blocks Lingering Souls tokens if necessary.
It blocks everything. It kills people.
It does
fixes your mana.
What did you call it yesterday? You called it something different.
The land that kills people?
No,
what do you want from me?
You called it some weird name. You messed up on the name, and it was funny. We're done here.
Oh, and he Snapcasts back Inquisition.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I like that.
Noble Hierarch. Interesting. Top deck Supreme Verdict. Nope, just a path. So we're looking at a path and a Cryptic Command for Dustin Biggers here.
I mean, Path is still an excellent card in this situation. The Colonnades can hold off the Snapcaster Mage. Dustin's having none of it.
Interesting. Why don't you think he blocked there?
He's probably fearing like a Lightning Bolt trading with a Colonnade.
That's still a 2 for 1.
Huh?
That's still
it is still a 2 for 1, but I mean, I think Dustin values his land drops very highly.
You think maybe he wanted to keep his Cryptic Command mana up?
That could be it too.
Because that says draw a card.
Right. This is one of the decks in Modern that I'm less familiar with.
Right.
I've played against it a lot, but I haven't actually piloted it.
There's a Deathrite Shaman. That guy might be worth countering. He interacts.
I don't think so.
Really? He interacts in a lot of different ways. Deal 2 every turn, or he can
2 every turn.
while eating your Snapcaster targets. Yeah, I think Dustin said no.
Dustin agrees with you. He might just be valuing the draw card pretty highly here too.
And then
Ideally,
he flashes back Lingering Souls.
Ideally, he'll draw Sphinx's Revelation so he can put the game away.
That would be nice.
Gideon would also be sweet here. See some like old school style Gideon play where
Yeah,
you'd like
tag him for
-2 it
6.
to like kill a 1/1.
And then attack you for 6.
In like the Clawblade matchup, you're like, yup, just use it to kill your 1/1.
And then attack you for 6.
Nah,
what he
you
does.
just
He does. He
you just
attacks
ground
for,
people.
And he attacks for 6.
Not in Clawblade.
It's his ability. It's
Unless
the second
you
ability.
like got to eat a Jace with it or something.
No, you activate him. It becomes a 6/6. All right, we're moving on here. Clearly, we disagree on Gideon's role.
Gideon killing a 1/1 flyer is the best thing it can do.
I mean, when it was a bird and it had a Sword of Feast and Famine on it, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Didn't need the sword. Just a 1/1 flyer dead.
I mean, it helped.
I miss Clawblade. Dustin's hand. Lightning Bolt, and it looked like a blue creature. Maybe a blue spell, like a spell snare. I can't tell. Yeah, I think that's a spell snare. Yeah, it is. Still can't see Andrew's hand.
Colonnade. Oh, there's the Path to Exile. That Colonnade is on a one-way trip to exile.
Sure.
Get an island. But not too much pressure from Andrew, though. So, I mean, Dustin has quite a few
It's 2
turns.
damage.
2 damage a turn. He goes to 10.
Dustin also has a lot of life gain in his deck.
Yeah.
Between the Lightning Helixes.
Sphinx's Revelation.
Right. A Johnny Vengeant.
That's
Probably still in here.
That's a solid dude.
I think earlier in the tournament you asked what deck specifically a Johnny Vengeant is good against.
Lingering Souls.
It's pretty good against aggressive decks.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The life gain is extremely relevant. And then tapping down a Tarmogoyf or something.
Sure,
you
yeah.
know?
Sometimes you can even keep someone off a mana source. Like Andrew is kind of flooded actually.
Yeah, Andrew has a lot of land.
Just
for an
a
aggressive
ton of
deck.
lands.
I mean,
And I mentioned it when we saw his opener. I was like, that looks like a lot of lands.
I mean, it definitely turns on
kind of what
his-
Dustin wants to
his,
see.
his Tribal Flames, but
Sure, yes.
other than that,
I mean, 3 lands turns on his Tribal Flames.
right. he had to think twice, so he's thinking twice.
There's 4 more lands than are necessary in play.
Looks like Dustin also has another Cryptic Command in hand.
At least
that
Andrew
the
has
fourth
some
Cryptic
ways of
Command?
grinding. Like the Lingering Souls are kind of mitigating his flooding.
Yeah, a
'cause
little
it's like
bit,
a
right.
pile of threats.
Yeah, and it gives you it allows you to kind of keep threats in the chamber as well.
Right, yeah.
It's got a lightning bolt.
Oh, that's not pleasant.
Man, that is a last resort play if I ever saw one.
Well, if you see his hand, it's like Spell
It's like
Snare,
Mana
Mana
Leak.
Leak. Oh, that's a Batterskull.
Oh,
That's a card.
That's pretty good.
Is it? Is that pretty good?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Dustin drawing for turn. And I can't imagine him not slamming that Batterskull into play here.
I mean, he has very little time
Bam.
though, is the thing. Like if Andrew had a Tribal Flames, he could just attack for 3 and kill him.
He could. No, he couldn't. Dustin has Spell Snare in hand.
Oh, that's
Tribal,
true.
yeah, Tribal Flames
Exactly,
isn't good. Path is kind of good because he can like block the Batterskull and then path his own creature, and then attack him for lethal next
Yeah,
turn.
that's true.
And neither Mana Leak nor Spell Snare answer path. So Andrew doesn't know it, but that's probably one of his best draws here if he doesn't already have one in hand. I don't see
that
one.
looks like a Snapcaster. No, it was
Inquisition.
Okay. Spell Snare and Mana Leak are his 2 cards.
Probably takes a snare. Yeah.
Oh, it is a Snapcaster in his hand.
Sure. I don't know his full graveyard though. I don't know what he can Snapcast
I
back.
mean, there's a lot of stuff in there.
What he needs is a Lightning Bolt in his graveyard so he can flash back Lingering Souls and then Snapcast back Lightning Bolts
For
on
the
his
win, yeah.
on his Noble Hierarch.
On his blocker.
Or even a Snapcaster. Snapcaster's sweet like that. Just gives it flashback until end of turn. So you can like Snapcast,
Block.
kill my
Snapcaster,
Snapcaster, yeah.
And it looks like that might be his plan.
He does flashback the Lingering Souls, representing lethal. Oh, Snapcasting Bolt back now is no longer.
Or he could just Snapcaster back path, get rid of the germ altogether.
No,
so
it's no longer a thing because he knows that Dustin has Mana Leak in hand. He's a mana short
That's
from
true.
this line.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he just slams Tarmogoyf into play. Mana leaking the Goyf. And because he's paying for this, I think that implies that he does not, in fact, have Bolt in his graveyard or Path. Oh, we know that he has Path.
Yeah, he played it.
Yeah, I don't think I pay for this Goyf. I think I'm like, yup, you got it. Bin my Goyf.
Oh, and then he has the 3. Interesting.
Oh, he paid. No.
I don't know if that's going to...
I think this way he has a better chance of grinding out. Like if Dustin draws a good card, like a Lightning Helix,
right,
he can actually grind out the Lightning Helix. But if Dustin just draws a land here, Andrew could have killed him a turn sooner.
If Dustin draws a Supreme Verdict, he can... I mean, there's still a ton of ways Dustin can come back in this game. Like, he has a lot of live draws.
Right. Quite a lot of live draws. But if I was Andrew, I probably wouldn't have paid for the Tarmogoyf. Probably would have let it get countered and then have snap path,
because
attacking for lethal.
your other option is actually just winning the game.
I guess like Electrolyze would also be a huge blowout with that line. Just like eat 2 tokens, draw a card. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think there was like a definitively correct play either way there. Because like his line played around the top of...
Yeah, he had a couple different options.
Of Dustin's library.
Okay, there's
Snapcast Path, lethal.
But the Tarmogoyf just lets you do it next turn instead. You do it on your turn.
Huh?
You play the Tarmogoyf on his turn, and then on your next turn...
You can't play a Tarmogoyf on his turn.
No, Andrew plays Tarmogoyf on his turn.
Okay, his own turn.
On his next turn, he just has that much extra damage to negate the life that Dustin gained from the Batter Skull. You're basically just canceling it out.
If Dustin had drawn a Path, the line is worse.
Right. But if Dustin drew... No, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons to both lines. Andrew found a winning line.
True.
He went with it. He won.
Welcome back. I'm Frank Lepore. We're here with Caleb Durward at the TCGPlayer Max Point Championship.
We will definitely
Columbus, Ohio.
have another match over for you shortly.
We have several matches set up on the feature match table, and we're going to cut to one as soon as we're ready. We're going to find one.
We are not ready yet.
We'll be ready.
In case you were wondering.
Momentarily. So yeah, I mean, I wish we saw a little more action from Dustin. Like Andrew kind of just swarmed him both games.
He played some spells.
He played some spells. It was mostly just stalling.
Yeah,
like
I was surprised at how resilient Andrew's deck was.
He had his back against
the wall. He kind of flooded.
And he was basically just blocking.
He drew like a lot of extra lands.
Yeah.
And he still like put away his opponent. And thanks in no small part to Lingering Souls.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
is good against sweepers.
Who knew that card
At one point, he had his opponent had to bolt a Lingering Souls token.
Yeah,
that's not ideal.
You can tell that that's a last resort. You're just like, all right, I'll kill one.
Well, I don't want to die.
It's
I guess
a 1
so.
for 0.25. That's a good deal as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah, but we saw no Sphinx's Revelations, no Planeswalkers.
There were only 2 Sphinx's Revelations,
and
we did see Batter Skull.
I think we're gonna cut to Sam Pardee, who is 10-2 Grand Prix champion Sam Pardee, and he's playing Lauren.
Playing
Nolen.
against 10K champion Lauren Nolen.
Yeah. So.
And I'm not talking about opens. I'm talking about the WoW it was the WoW TCG.
Oh, interesting.
No, I'm talking about Versus. My apologies.
Yes, Lauren Nolen was a Versus player. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I used to love Versus.
Him and Adam Prozac refer to each other as 10K champions.
Nice.
Because they had both achieved one of those titles. One of the most skill-intensive card games of all time.
Yeah, Versus was actually known for being a game that rewarded the better player.
Right.
Because there was more math and there were more decisions to make.
Now in this matchup, we have Lauren Nolen playing Jund against Sam Pardee playing Pod.
Correct. Sam Pardee, we just watched round 11, round 12, I would say. The round before this, basically. He was also playing against Josh McClain, who was also playing Pod.
Right,
so
right.
We know,
they played the Pod
we know Sam is on Pod. What we don't know, do we know what Lauren Nolen is on?
We do. He's on Jund. Sam is actually locked, even with a loss here, whereas Lauren Nolen needs to win before he can draw in.
Interesting.
But Sam's not giving it up for free.
They never do. What does that mean?
I do not know. I was trying not to read too much into it.
That's probably best.
I was like, I'm going to try and figure out what he means. And I was like, no, that's a bad idea.
It is a bad idea.
I'm just going to assume it was harmless.
It was. It was definitely harmless. I just have no idea what it meant. So we'll move on.
We'll move on.
Fantastic.
Nolen, I only saw him play a few matches this weekend, but he was playing tight each time.
Yeah.
I've played him a few times. He's always played well.
Well, I mean, like we said, Versus is a very competitive game, and it was a very competitive game. And in order to win, you actually did have to have. It was less luck-based than Magic. In certain aspects. So, no doubt that Nolen is an incredibly competent player.
By certain aspects, you mean all of them? All of the aspects?
Yeah. I didn't want to say all because I mean.
There's probably more depth to Magic deck building just because there's more cards.
Yeah. The card pool is infinitely larger.
Shuffling up for Game 3. Everything on the line. I don't think Nolen has a championship top 8 yet. I don't think Pardee does either, actually. The TCG championship.
Oh, no.
Do we actually have any veterans near the top tables?
Not today, no.
No Darwin Castles, no. Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. Yeah, it looks like
every day I'm shuffling.
Nice. So for those just joining us, we are in round 13. I'm Frank Lepore. I'm here with Caleb Durward.
Howdy, folks.
We're looking at Pardee on the left and Nolen on the right. We're in the modern portion of the TCGPlayer Max Point Championship in Columbus, Ohio. $50,000 on the line.
These men at this point are playing for thousands of dollars.
Literally.
I believe in eighth place. Yeah, placing eighth is worth like $2,000.
That was a heck of a sentence right there.
Yeah, I was trying to wrap my tongue around it.
I heard it.
My uncle would always say, "I shouldn't wrap your tongue around your eye tooth so you can't see what you're saying."
That's an amazing saying. That definitely sounds like a Midwestern saying, though.
Sounds like an old man saying.
It definitely sounds like an old man
Old-timey
saying.
suspenders.
Yes. It sounds like
now, youngin'.
It sounds like a grandfather saying.
When I was a young spruce chicken.
Because I don't even know if we still. I think we've evolved past having eye tooths. So
it's no longer a human.
Yeah, we've
part
actually
of the human anatomy.
We've evolved that out.
So, looks like Lauren's on the play here. Turn 2. What awesome Jund 2-drop is he going to run out?
Putrid Leech. No?
No.
Too old-timey?
We tried that. We actually tried it. When Modern first came out, like we tried more aggressive lists with Putrid Leech.
Was not good enough?
It was not very good at all. It was awful. Especially when you're like bolting yourself with these mana bases.
What about a Spike Jester?
Not in this deck. I could actually see Spike Jester being fine in like in the red deck.
So we're just going with Tarmogoyf here?
Huh?
We're just going to go with Tarmogoyf here? Oh, no. A Dark Confidant.
Yeah. That's why I said which of the two. There's two. There's two awesome 2-drops.
And Dark Confidant.
The two best creatures in the format that aren't Deathrite Shaman.
Correct. And you can actually play 2 Deathrite Shamans for the cost of that Dark Confidant.
What would you do if Deathrite got banned? Would you be fine with it?
I wouldn't mind. Should I mind, do you think?
It hasn't dominated this tournament.
No, definitely
not.
So
many robots.
I don't really mind bannings as much as other people do, though. So
Sure.
I have a pretty lax opinion. I'm like, it shakes up the format a little bit.
I don't fear change.
I don't either, yeah.
Let them come.
Yeah, let them come. Let them take my cards. When they came for the Bloodbraid Elf, I said nothing. When they came for the Deathrite Shaman, I said nothing. When they came for me, there was no...
It finally happened, folks.
No creatures to speak
I appreciated a Frank Lepore reference.
Nice.
It had to happen eventually. He's been busting one out around.
When they came for the Wild Nicatl, I said nothing.
Very consistently. What do you take with this Inquisition? There's a Voice and an Eternal Witness.
What's the card all the way on the left? Linvala?
Linvala, Shriekmaw.
I mean, it seems redundant to take the voice because then you just get it back with Eternal Witness
Maybe.
if you want, or you. I mean,
Maybe he wants a land.
but your options are even better then, right? So you just take the Eternal Witness. I feel like.
Okay, I could
I
see
think
that.
it just gives you more options.
It's also a clunkier card than voice. I don't know if that'll matter. Like, he might not
It
even
is
want
a
to play
clunkier
either
card.
of them next turn.
Yeah.
He might just want to run out that Linvala.
I mean, you also have
So it's probably correct to take Eternal Witness.
Kitchen Finks seems really good for Sam. Like it holds down the fort really efficiently.
Yeah, now had Lauren opened with Deathrite Shaman,
Yeah, and he
the
took
Kitchen
Eternal
Finks
Witness.
would just not be a thing. Because he could just bolt the Kitchen Finks and then exile it with the persist trigger on the stack.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Zoo became playable in Modern again. Oh,
Is that a
that'll do the trick
scavenging
too.
Ooze? Oh,
That
A
will do the trick
Scavenging
too.
ooze. That's how I said it. Like an old timey.
I think that card like single-handedly made aggressive decks like Zoo
Yeah.
playable again.
Right.
Simply because you could just answer a Kitchen Finks, which you couldn't do before. You would just lose if Jund played a couple
Yeah.
of them.
It's an answer for a lot of other cards as well. It's just an answer for gaining life as well, making it bigger.
Yeah, no, it's a
Eventually he
fantastic
becomes
utility
Tarmogoyf
creature.
size.
Are we talking about the Scavenging Ooze now?
Correct.
I mean, we knew about that Shriek Maw,
Right.
but at least he doesn't have an Eternal Witness to get the Shriek Maw back.
True. And there's a voice. Voice is also
Lauren
solid.
Nolen down to 10 already. Thanks to his Bob, his mana base, and some sick Kitchen Finks beats.
Bob can be kind of a jerk.
I might have considered even trading off the Bob with the Kitchen Finks there, depending on Lauren Nolan's hand. He really needs some removal, though. I see multiple Lilianas, really not the card that he wants to see against Voice of Resurgence and Kitchen Finks. Oh, and he has to play one. That is not a good sign. Sam Pardee, handy with the dice.
And Liliana actually making Sam discard is actually pretty good because the pod deck needs certain pieces to survive.
Oh, yeah, that's way better than Edicting here.
Yeah.
You just sack the Voice and have more power.
Or even the Kitchen Finks.
I think the Bob has to trade. I don't know which he trades with,
I
but
think you trade with the voice maybe.
if you trade with the Kitchen Finks, you take less damage.
Overall, yeah.
And the creature that comes back is smaller than the voice token would
the
be.
voice token, right? But I mean, I feel like Lauren's. He might put some value. I mean, obviously he did trade with the Kitchen Finks, but he might put some value on being able.
He might,
to
but he didn't.
play spells during Sam's turn.
Maybe. I mean, it's not like Sam has a pot or anything. Like, he's not playing the role of a combo deck. He's just playing some dudes and tapping them sideways.
True. Yeah, that's true. He's not playing the combo deck right now.
I think Sorcery Speed Disruption is just fine at the moment.
Yeah, Liliana's sack ability is pretty terrible right here.
It's not the best.
I will choose a bird.
I've seen better.
I have also seen better. Yes.
You would probably choose Voice.
That's true.
Edict in me. I guess I'll add 2 power.
Yeah. I'll make a 4. I'll turn my 2/2 into a 4/4.
How can Lauren Nolen win this game?
I mean, Lauren. Do we know what's in his hand at
The
all?
Edict is happening. We do not know Lauren Nolen's grip at all.
All right, so we got 3 going on.
We have a voice token.
And a Maelstrom Pulse on Linval. That's actually not terrible. And a Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman can jump if he needs to.
Can also start gaining Lauren some life each turn.
I think it depends on Sam's attack here. Yeah, he plays the Birds of Paradise
no,
pre-combat to
it's
pump the
lethal.
voice token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's not
I mean,
lethal.
no, he'd go to 1,
it's
yeah.
6, yeah.
He might just go to 1.
I don't think he can do that. It would shut off all of his fetch lands for the rest of the game. Pretty sure you have to jump and take 2.
And it doesn't shut off all his fetch land tokens because Deathrite Shaman can start gaining life too.
That's fair. He might be considering trading with the Kitchen Finks.
Yeah, of course, that would be the option, yeah. I
Then if he draws a removal, he's like just actually back in the game.
Yeah. Or he could make I don't if you let's say you don't block, you go to 1, Liliana makes him sack a bird. Then the voice is a 3/3.
If he goes to 1, any Noble Hierarch can just make a Birds of Paradise lethal.
Yeah.
Any random Exalted trigger. And there's all these like chords and stuff that can just fetch that up.
Yeah.
I don't think he can afford to go to 1 here. I kind of like trading with the Kitchen Finks. Looks like that's what Lauren's considering. Takes 4, goes to 3. Oh, he has another Liliana still. He has his third Liliana, so we can go Liliana Edict, play Liliana Edict to you again, and make the voice a 1/1. Yeah. Because Sam Pardee is hellbent at this point.
Ha! Well said.
I don't see the other card in his hand, but yeah, that appears to be the line. Sam was pretty prepared to be edicted.
Is this a Dark Confidant? That'd be funny, right? Nope, just a Liliana. It didn't look like a Liliana, so now voice is
Sam already bidding his creature.
So no matter what the top deck is, Lauren should be fine. Interesting. Could have just been a land.
Maybe. That Tarmogoyf is pretty big.
Yeah. It's got to be probably a 4/5 or a 5/6, I would say. I know we have Planeswalker, creature,
Have we seen a sorcery?
Artifacts? I think there might have been a Maelstrom Pulse, maybe?
Yeah, that was it. I don't think there was a artifact, no.
Oof.
Dismember, yeah. So not a land. Still pretty good.
I think now they're going to check to see if it's a 5/6 or a 4/5.
Oh, is the Dismember the only instant?
Yeah, it might
that will pump the Tarmogoyf.
No, I think they figured
No?
out
Okay,
it's a 4/5.
sure.
Oof.
That's a good one.
That's a real good one. But Sam doesn't have any creatures. He just has a 0. Oh. Interesting. Why was that?
An Anger of the Gods that he could not cast.
Interesting. That's 1/1 though.
We probably have the life totals incorrect.
Yeah, that might be it. Are we 1/1 or was that the match?
That was the match, yeah. Because it says 1 versus 1 at the top of the screen.
Okay,
so I assume that was game 3.
Right,
Yep,
I
they're
wasn't
signing
sure
the
if they,
slip.
yeah, they're signing the slip. Okay, so Sam